So there is a chain called Klaytn. Okay, so they're out of South Korea. They've been around for years, okay, but they're up a staggering 21% today. Overall, they're a little bit under $1 billion, so they're still not like a big cap by any means. They're a mid cap, but they had a pretty good pump today. And that's because they announced they are merging with another chain. I believe it's called FinChia. FinChia. Okay, now, looking at that, you're like, who the hell is FinChia? Why should we care that Klaytn is merging with them and becoming the largest Web3 ecosystem of Asia, right? But then if you dig a little deeper, then you'll realize that this FinChia is absolutely huge because they are Line, okay? The messaging app Line. They came out their own blockchain. And they named it FinChia. So basically, Klaytn is merging with Line, the very, very popular messaging app out of Japan. Okay, and it's not Japan. Taiwan and many parts of China. I mean, there are a lot of people that use Line. So they are merging with them. I think that's pretty darn big. In fact, I'm curious about numbers. Line itself, as of 2021, has 187 million monthly active users worldwide. That number has gone up. They're very popular in Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, Indonesia. A lot of you guys are from Asia, and they do pretty much everything. Everything, video calls, social networking, net news, game shopping. Obviously in crypto, because they have their own blockchain. The revenue is over $2 billion a year. Over $1 billion at Google Play. You get the story. It's a massive, massive company. And they're merging with Klaytn. That's pretty darn good. They recently got $140 million for the Web3 platform, which is actually an NFT platform. So they're definitely going all in with crypto, right? They're not only getting into NFTs, but also they want to onboard dApps. So that's why they're merging with Klaytn. And they're going to come out with some super duper chain and Web3 ecosystem that could dominate Asia. So I think this is very significant. Normally speaking, when you hear about partnerships, you're like, what's the big deal? Or you don't understand who the other company is, but this one is actually really, really big. And just FYI, one of the projects I advise for and one I am rooting for, DeFi Kingdoms, they are also on top of Klaytn. They're multi-chain. So they're on Avalanche. They have their own subnet. And they are on top of Klaytn. And if you're looking at the transaction fees, they're the highest there is. I believe they're number one. So they're actually quite big. So hopefully they benefit from this as well. Alephium, which has been exploding for last month, they are up 153%. Okay, so obviously doing quite well. 155 million. So I decided to look into it. Is there anything good about this project? A massive move, maybe? Well, first of all, what is it? Alephium is a layer one, just like Klaytn, just like Solana and Cardano. They're all layer ones, right? Built for dApps. But they have this really unique consensus and chain. It's kind of combination. They use also UTXO, which is a way to count transactions and verify transactions just like Bitcoin does, right? But they're combining DAG and their own blockchain called BlockFlow. And with the combination of it, they feel like they have this chain that's super fast, 10,000 transactions per second, capable, and super secure. And they believe they solved a lot of problems that other chains that utilize sharding or DAG one way or another, there's vulnerabilities and weaknesses. They believe they solved it all. So from a technical standpoint, they seem like they're doing pretty good. They were introduced, their mainnet came out in 2021, basically self-funded. It was like 80 people that just pooled their money together and they collected 3.6 million, and that's how they started. So it wasn't like heavy VC funding or anything like that. A lot of the chains out there, they're very backed by huge VCs in terms of Alephium. Doesn't seem like, at least that's not how they started. So it's kind of like bootstrapped in a way, right? So that's awesome. They have something called APS, which is a really unique way to basically create tokens and verify tokens. That's supposedly less risky than EVM, so that's good overall, right? They're still upgrading right now. There's a new Roan network upgrade, which will actually make that even faster, right? Less block time, gasless transactions, reduced minimal fees. So they're still upgrading, basically trying to make themselves even more efficient than they already are. They also have 100%. They have something called 100% transaction fee burning. So basically, every single fee that's collected is burned. So you don't hear that very often, right? And they have made some partnerships. They're relatively small, but one project I covered before is Flux. They actually have a partnership with Flux, so you can actually spin up a node for Alephium, right, within Flux's decentralized computing network, which is quite interesting, right? So Alephium looks promising. They definitely look promising. A very small cap, great technology, but we'll see. We'll see if they can get the network effect they need to really blow up this cycle. Chainlink had a pretty big announcement. Their founder, obviously Sergey, and everyone else is bullish about Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETFs. There's no doubt about it. He even says ETFs will fuel mass institutional adoption, which is great. But Chainlink itself can bring mass institutional adoption because they just announced that their CCIP, which is their basically interoperable bridge that connects all these chains and dApps together, they're integrating Circle CCTP. They're so close in acronyms, which basically supports. It's a bridge for USDC. So now they're like combined. So basically, if you're a dApp maker and you're using Chainlink CCIP, you can bridge USDC from one chain to another, from one dApp to another really easily. So that's what it means. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. A lot of people are fans of Chainlink, biggest and most decentralized oracle we have. It is very, very vital for all DeFi projects. If it wasn't for Chainlink, I don't know what they would use instead. There are other oracles, but they're just so far off from Chainlink. And Chainlink, in terms of their coin Link, is vanishing from the exchanges as their non-zero wallets are nearing sky high. Injective, it stalled out recently, but they, of course, made the biggest move in 2023. I think they're still going to be one of the biggest leaders of 2024. I just don't think they're going to stop. They are going to be staking. The team itself is going to be staking 50 million Injective tokens ahead of their big upgrade. So that's going to increase their overall stake percentage to close to 48%, which is obviously very good. Overall, their TVL is growing from all of their DeFi dApps, which is also very, very good. And like I said, they're going to roll out their new Volan upgrade soon, which is going to concentrate on real-world assets. They're going to upgrade their burning mechanism, which is good, and IBC, inter-blockchain connectivity, with the other chains within Cosmos. Big, big stuff. Those are all good.